Fierce fighting between Israel and Hamas continues as hundreds are killed. The fatal shooting of a pastor leaves congregants reeling in shock, and the court delivers a new judgment on the death of an imam who died fighting against apartheid. Hello and welcome. My name is Mathapelo, Moloi.
This is Eyewitness News.
We begin with this, a story dominating global headlines. Fighting between Israel and Palestine has intensified, with Israel formally declaring war on militant group Hamas. The death toll on both sides continues to climb, with thousands of people injured and others displaced. Over the weekend, Hamas launched a surprise large-scale assault on Israel, which prompted the Middle Eastern country to set off a wave of airstrikes on Gaza. Well, journalist Rolene Marks is in Israel reporting on the latest developments on the ground.
Israel is now in a state of war. Our army has declared Operation Swords of Iron. Our priority right now is to secure the people, protect the people of the state of Israel. The time for how this happened, the questions will come at a later stage. Israel has struck targets inside the Gaza Strip. However, before we strike targets, we ensure as much as possible that Palestinian civilians are as safe as they possibly can be. Our quarrel is not with them. We know that Hamas hold them hostage as much as they hold us hostage.
This is not a time to let Israel double down on its terrible choices. This is a time to tell Israel it needs to change course, that there is a path to peace where neither Palestinians nor Israelis are killed.
Meanwhile, global leaders remain split between pro-Palestinian and pro-Israeli support in the ongoing war. Also adding its voice is our government, which has called for an immediate ceasefire amid the renewed conflict. Deputy Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Alvin Boertes.
Look, I think what we are saying is it's highly regrettable. We can't condemn it. It's regrettable because equally so, we have been consistent to regret the conduct of the state of Israel on 10,000s of Palestinian people that has been killed, whose land has been dispossessed. We do recognize that is the actions, very unfortunately so, but it is about projecting the cause of the oppressed people.
Questions are mounting over the murder of Joburg pastor Dwayne Gordon, who was shot dead in full view of his congregation while preaching at Eagle Christian Center in Newlands. The horrific scenes were caught on a live stream that was posted on the church's Facebook page last week. In the footage, 6 gunmen could be seen storming the church during the service while Gordon was preaching.
Well, it's a sad time for the community of Newlands in Sophia Town, and specifically the community and congregants of the Eagle Christian Center, where a tragedy unfolded on Friday evening when the guest pastor, Dwayne Gordon, was preaching at a service as part of their restoration conference when armed gunmen stormed this church using this small gate behind me and robbed the congregants of their cell phones and belongings as well as cash before firing several shots that claimed the life of Pastor Dwayne Gordon and injured another congregant.
So you can see he got shot in the chest from an upward position. The bullet came right out of his back and ricocheted off the wall here. This is the second guy that got shot.
The church is still questioning as to what the exact motive of this tragedy was, but the church, which is run by Pastor Mervyn and his wife Maria Camphor, claim that it was a botched robbery from what they understand, but a very tragic time for the community of Newlands as well as the Eagle Christian Center, who are grieving and mourning at this point in time. For Eyewitness News, I'm Oren Singh in Newlands.
Well, let's take you to the courts now, where the Western Cape High Court has overturned the findings of a 1970s inquest into the death of anti-apartheid activist Imam Abdullah Haron. Haron died in a police cell in 1969. Today, his family finally heard a new verdict on the reopened inquest into his death. The judge presiding over the matter, Daniel Tulare, ruled that Haron's injuries were due to repeated torture at the hands of the apartheid-era security branch and police.
Being repeatedly punched with fists and kicked with booted feet, and this relates primarily to the injuries on the chest cage. The cause of death of Imam Abdullah Haron is attributable to the cumulative effect of injuries under torture, in particular a combination of severe systematic physiological stresses.
If only we could have prosecuted each of those murderers who basically died, and in one case, as we had heard, the date is unknown. But be that as it may, I think it has brought some sort of solace to our hearts that we were always correct.
Well, still at the courts, the latest state witness in the murder trial of Senzo Maya Constable Sizwe Zungu wrapped up his testimony at the Pretoria High Court today. Zungu claims to have seen all the accused in a hostel in Vosloorus on the night Maya was killed. The soccer star was shot at the home of his girlfriend singer Kelly Khumalo in October 2014. Zungu has told the court that he has no motive to fabricate what he saw on the night Mayiwa was killed.
All those that maybe are alleging that I'm telling lies, lying about them, would not have done this or said such things about them. I'm telling the truth and that which happened.
And we wrap up with this. Electricity Minister Dr. Kgosientsho Ramokgopa says Eskom has been losing less power due to unplanned unit outages in the past few weeks. Ramokgopa says since the power utility prioritized planned maintenance, units at power stations have become more reliable and efficient. Well, this signals good news for South Africans who have been forced to endure long bouts of load shedding due to Eskom's system failures. Ramokgopa gave an update on the electricity crisis earlier today and said the improvement and the unplanned capacity loss factor will assist the country remain on lower stages of load shedding.
Units are failing, and this really is a manifestation of the investment that the generation team has made in ensuring that we improve plant maintenance. There's a correlation between plant maintenance and the rate of failure of the units. So what the team is beginning to see is that when they return the units remain on load for longer periods of time, and they approximate their design capacity. So the efficiency is improving, their reliability is improving. So that's the benefit that we're getting.
Well, that is all we have for you today. Again, please remember to like, share, and to subscribe.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.